our agenda to item number 1, which is our financial update. Director Fricolo, if you wouldn't mind.
Great. Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman, members of the committee. I hope everyone's doing well. I'll put the deck up. There we go. Okay, so on slide 3, for those of you joining remotely, we have the year-to-date lottery general fund transfers as of March 31st. So the blue bar shows the prior year, and we're at $249.9 million at this point last year. The red bar is where we are this year. That's $168.3 million. And the green bar is where the November revenue estimating conference would have us at through the end of March. Keep in mind that this difference between the blue bar and the red bar, that is because really last year at this time, COVID had just started to impact us. So we closed the casinos in mid-March, but prior to that, things have been going pretty good compared to what's happened in the last 12 to 13 months. We will make up ground now because as the months go on, the casino was closed last year. So this red bar and this blue bar will become equal as time goes on, hopefully. But we're $4,683,000 ahead of where the rec thought we would be, and we made up ground. Last month at this time, that was $2.9 million. So we had an additional $1.7 million of positive contribution to the rec in the month of March. The rec had us coming in at $254.5 million for the year, and I'm comfortable saying that I think we'll exceed that easily. As far as components that make up those numbers, instant tickets are at $98.7 million, which is an increase of 22.88% compared to last year. And I would like to point out that last year our instant ticket sales were up 9%. So it's always hard to, when you have a good year and 9% growth is a good year, and then to come in and up that again by 22.9%, that's outstanding work on the part of the lottery and its partners. Mega Millions is sales year to date are $11.9 million, which represents an increase of 40.1%. And we had a large $1 billion jackpot in January, which produced a lot of interest and a lot of sales. Powerball sales are $16.6 million, which is an increase of 15.57% compared to last year. And a lot of that's due to a $731 million jackpot in the month of January. And Lucky for Life sales are at $3,550,000, which reflects a decrease of 3.73% compared to last year. Continuing on page 5, Keno sales year to date are at $56,339,000, which reflects a decrease of 2.76% compared to last year. And I apologize, but on the deck I sent out, this number was at 8.38%, a decrease of 8.38%. So the actual number is 2.76% decrease, which is better. And I apologize for that error. But we're closing in on Keno. We're closing the delta there. Venues which had been closed or severely restricted due to COVID are starting to open up now. So we're getting a lot more play in those venues. And we will close the gap here by the end of the year also. So we will not be behind last year's Keno sales by the end of the year. Wild Money sales year to date are at $6,397,000, which reflects an increase of 130% compared to last year. And some of that is certainly due to the daily draw that started occurring in July 2020. Daily numbers, year-to-date sales of $18 million, which reflects an increase of 6.5% compared to the prior year. And last but certainly not least, through the end of March, net terminal income from Twin River This is the total income from the VLTs or the slot machines is 35.26 behind last year. Over at Tiverton, we're 29.29% from last year. So on a combined basis, we're 32.88% behind last year. Net table revenue at Twin River is 38.8% behind last year. And at Twin River is 30.36% behind last year for a combined variance of 37.02% behind last year. We talked about this last month on page 6, the super ticket. On April 5th, we introduced this. This is a large ticket, size of a piece of paper, essentially. And it's the first super ticket we've introduced. So there's basically 53 different chances on this ticket to win up to $50,000, and its price point is $10. I'm pleased to inform you that in its first 28 days, the ticket generated sales of $1.3 million. And the next best performing game that we've had at this $10 price point was Power 10X, which produced $584,000 in sales in its first 28 days. So, really, really spectacular performance and a great job by the instant ticket design team and introduction team, the sales team. This was a combined effort. We had to change out the compartments that the tickets sit in and our various retailers. And IGT was a great partner in this and helped us get this out. So great success. I'm going to go right into the sports book, Madam Chairwoman.
That'd be great, Mr. Director.
Okay.
Great.
So on the sports book, the accrual rate for the first 9 months, this is the handle, for the fiscal year was about 36% higher than the first 9 months of last year. So it's $266 million in wagers versus $196 million last year. Book revenue, or hold, as you might see it in some places, for the current fiscal year is $26.6 million, which represents a 44% increase over the same period last year. In that period, we had $18.4 million in hold. And then this gets split in between the various parties, the state, IGT, and Twin River. Hold for the first 9 months of the year. So basically the hold divided by the wagers is 9.99%. Compared to last year, it's 9.4%. So this is eventually the operating profit, if you will. Keep in mind that for the industry, this is typically around, 5.5 to 6.5%. So we had 2 really good years, and sportsbook does jump around a bit. So, we may have bad months that will bring this down, and that's just part of having a sportsbook. For March, we had an accrual rate of $38.5 million, so total wages of $38.5 million, and a hold of 10.3%, which yielded just under $4 million in book revenue for us. The March 21st accrual rate is 4.3 times more than the March 2020 accrual rate. So that was $8.9 million in fiscal year 20. And the book revenue was 4.7 times more than in fiscal 20. So really good growth in the sports book. Last March, we did have COVID shutdowns affecting major sports. 55% of the money wagered in March was on college basketball, and 21% was on pro basketball. And as far as college basketball goes, here's all the good cocktail hour talk. This year, there was approximately $13.8 million wagered on college basketball tournaments, with $2.2 million in book revenue. Wagering on college basketball in March is considered one of the larger, what we call tentpole events in the sporting betting world. And for this year, the $13.8 million wagered on college basketball tournaments is roughly equal to the $14.3 million wagered on pro football. in the whole month of January. The amount wagered on tournament basketball for the games this year was 43% higher than the amount wagered on them last year. Oh, I'm sorry, in March of 2019. There were no tournaments last year. And then Gonzaga, the second place team, this year's men's tournament is the current 2022 favorite for next year's tournament at odds of 8-1. And Baylor was the champion this year, and the odds for them being the champion next year is 12-1. So a lot of numbers being thrown out quickly. I apologize. But are there any questions on the performance portion of the presentation?
Okay, hearing none, then we'll go to item number 3, the facilities update. We can start with Twin River, if that's okay with you.
That's fine. I have a couple slides that I would typically go to. So I'm going to review them first so that folks can just see, committee members can see some numbers on the facilities. Madam Chairwoman, do you want me to show my slides first, or do you want to go to Craig and Joe?
Or you can show your slides briefly, because I think we get these in the mail, don't we? No?
You do.
Because I have them here with me. Yes, if you want to go through them quickly, then we can move through to the facilities.
Great. Okay. So here is the NTI of Tiverton for the week ending May 1st, $2 million. And then you can see last year we had 0 coming in. It's because the casino was closed. Maximum usage at Tiverton was on Sunday around 2 p.m. in the afternoon at 90%. So 90% of the VLTs were being used in Tiverton on Sunday. Over in Lincoln, we had NTI of $6.8 million for the week. In April of 2019, so 2 years ago, on average, this would have been about 8.3 million. So, it's a variance of about 1.5 million from pre-COVID 2 years ago. And as far as maximum usage goes, you can see over here, unlike Tiverton, we had our maximum usage in Lincoln on Sunday afternoon. Saturday evening, around 8 p.m. So starting at 6 p.m., the numbers got to 80% and above. And that stayed like that until 10 p.m., with the peak being right around 8 p.m. Okay, so now we can turn it over to, if you like, Madam Chairwoman Craig Schoolis of Twin River.
Great. Let's hear from Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Madam Chair, always great to see you and members of the committee. Kim Ward, if you don't mind, I'll kick it over to you, Kim, to kick off first, and then I'll finish up when you're done.
Sure, absolutely. If everyone can hear me, good afternoon. We continue to do more kiosk-based promotions with the COVID vaccine coming out. We're hoping that'll change sometime in hopefully a few months. But right now, for May, we have the Lucky Free Bet and Table Games giveaway, which started this week and it'll run through this Saturday, where guests can participate one time per week and they can pick up their free vouchers for their bets. We also have Play More, Get More giveaway, which started this past Sunday and will go through Saturday as well. And then we have a super bonus free slot play giveaway that was this past Sunday, that went well. We are continuing the new member program and Match in New England offer to compete with our competitors in Connecticut and Massachusetts. And then our gift giveaways this month, we have a Macy's gift card, Panera Bread gift card, Sonic soap dispenser, Twin River mask. You'd be surprised they're buying them. Dunkin' Donuts gift card and Home Depot gift card, since many people are doing home projects. And everything's going pretty well. We're just trying to get everything up and running again, and I'm sure Craig will go into that.
Thank you, Kim. Just very quickly to reiterate what the director had noted, for the month of March during the COVID era, which we roughly define as last June right up until today, March appears to be our best month during the COVID era. We saw dramatic increases in slots and tables, sportsbook, as the director noted, as well as our F&B operations. And part of that is due to some relaxation in the COVID rules statewide. For example, the ID scans were no longer required on the way in, way out. And again, that just allows us to move into a little bit more of your typical COVID era, but still relaxed atmosphere that our casino guests are used to. March Madness is always strong for us. It drives visitation across all departments for several weeks. And then we did a pair of giveaways, as Kim was noting. The cruise giveaways that take place in March always drive our biggest numbers of the year, and they did so again. So it was a nice combination of a lot of elements coming together for us, including, relatively speaking, not a bad winter in March. The even better news is April, which I think has one less day, although my math is always challenged. The numbers are far from official, but it looks as if the April numbers will be comparable to March. So we are beginning to get that traction. We thank the lottery for their ongoing support, the DBR, this committee, everybody kind of giving us tools to get back in the game. And we'd like to think as vaccination levels improve across the state that we'll be able to turn some of our amenities on. Currently, the hotel, Fred and Steve Steakhouse, and valet, as well as all entertainment, are just not being offered. We do have some limited entertainment taking place in our Italian restaurant, Jerry Longo's Meatballs and Martinis. And we pine for the days of being able to say, hey, here's some great act that we all thought had retired from the 1970s, but they're back in the event center. I'd like to think at some point in time we'll be there for that. So again, we're just thankful for the support that we've been receiving from the administration, Senate, House leadership, and literally everybody. We're getting there. The numbers are coming back stronger, and we just hope it sets itself up for May. Saturday was the Kentucky Derby, and for a few moments it felt like the good old days here. The place was really busy. It was nice to see. So I'd like to think better days, BETTOR, are ahead for all of us. So fingers crossed.
Craig, I'm sorry, can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
I was distracted for a second. Is the valet open or not yet? I heard you say
It is-
something about valet.
It's not yet open, Madam Chair. It's a bit of a safety issue. How do we do the COVID protocols for guests coming in and our staff hopping into the guest car? But we are working toward that, whether it's valet or the shuttle. We hope to be able to bring one of those two elements online shortly.
That's great, because it seems like all other valets are up and operating at restaurants and everything else. So I think that'd be helpful for the numbers at Twin River if that happened, you know?
Absolutely.
Okay, any other questions of the commission members?
Nope.
I can't hear anything. Okay, then we might as well go to marketing and promotion, Mr. Director. Oh, no, we have to hear
Joe
from,
Moore.
I'm sorry, we have to hear from Joe. I'm sorry, Joe.
All the way from Tiverton.
I blame Craig for going first this time.
I know he messed me up too, but good afternoon, everyone. Madam Chair, thank you. You know what? It's what Craig was talking. Everything kind of lines up the same way in Tiverton as it does up at Twin River and Lincoln. We pretty much have the same promotions. The cruise giveaway was one of our best days we had. And, you know, we're still revenue, you know, despite the restrictions with only 53% of the slot machines up and only half the table game up, are doing remarkably well. And as Craig alluded to, March seems like that's the gaming month is when things start to take off, especially if you got good weather. So again, in April is shaping up. Actually, we're even looking back to 2019, and we're right step in step with 2019 for April. That's all I have to add right now, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Any questions of Joe about Tiverton? Okay, hearing none, then we will go to
Okay. So, and for marketing, we have a game coming out in April, Riches to Ruins. Top prize is $2,500 to $75,000. We're excited about this game. And over on the iLottery side, we have VIP Gold Grand coming out on May 1st also. Top prize $5,000 to $100,000. Again, we're very excited about this game. We have a second chance promotion going on with our super ticket. The first one is going to be on August 13th for people who purchase tickets and don't get a winner between April 5th and August 12th. We'll have 10 winners for various denomination amounts. And then there'll be a second drawing also for people who don't win on the ticket when they scratch it. And the TBD is because we don't know when the game will end. It's based on when the top tier prizes are received. So once the game's over, we'll do the drawing and we'll have 10 more people receive prizes of up to $1,000. On Keno, we're pushing Keno a little bit with a $35,000 giveaway for people who purchase tickets between April 23rd and May 23rd. They can go into the website and on their VIP account, open a second chance, put in a second chance code. And then we have various prizes for the winners. You can see it's a substantial number of prizes. And this $50 prize is $100 of money for either eKeno or iKeno or e-instant tickets, so the iLottery products. It's not cash, whereas these first prizes are all cash. That is it on promotions, Madam Chairwoman. Would you like me to
Okay,
talk
great.
about
we
one
have
item and other
Yeah, any
updates?
general updates you want to share with us?
Certainly. Thank you. So as many of you know, the first quarter is the efficiency quarter of the year. So that's when we look at making sure or looking at just basically the percentage of slot machines that a vendor has on the floor of the casinos as a percentage is equal to the percentage of NTI that they're bringing in. And so the efficiency for the period, the measurement came out with Scientific Games at 114.5% and IGT at 97.2% and every at 92.9%. So according to the agreements, essentially if you get over 97%, there's no a replacement of machines that may be ordered by the lottery director. When we look at these calculations, though, these calculations are based on the whole casino being open. And so while we only use the machines that are available, and approximately half the machines aren't available, of the machines that are available, there's a second floor to Twin River, and that second floor isn't opened. It's only opened on Friday evenings and on weekends. And so if you happen to be a vendor that had a large percentage of your machines on the second floor, I felt that you were unjustly punished by this calculation. And certainly when the calculation was put into the contracts, COVID was never a consideration or a nightmare vision that would happen in society. So, if you take into account that second floor and eliminate that second floor, Every actually performed quite well on the efficiency calculation on the machines on the first floor. So I chose not to have them turn over any machines due to the efficiency calculations. Any questions on that from the committee?
Doesn't appear to be any. Are you done with your presentation?
I am, Madam Chairwoman.
Okay, great. Then members of the commission, I apologize that we had a scheduling conflict for last Monday's meeting, so we're gonna have another one. Today is actually the April meeting. So we're gonna need another one on Monday, May 17th at 4 p.m. for a quick one. So if you could just put that into your calendars, Monday, May 17th at 4 p.m. for our essentially May lottery meeting. And if there's no further is there any senators or reps that would like to adjourn, move to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Thank you, Senator. So is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. The motion has been made and seconded. The commission meeting stands adjourned. Thank you, everyone. See you on the 17th.
Why not?
Bye-bye. Stay well, folks.